We're going. We're live. Abby?
Hey, welcome. Today's session is really special because it brings all three of us together to share something so relevant that all of you have been so interested to learn about. And we wanted to come up with the theme and the title, which is on point and really talks to the problem, to this challenge that we all face. Yeah? And the title, as you all know, is From Friction to Flow, Building Teams That Win Together. Now, no matter, even if you're a solopreneur, that doesn't matter. We all have people we work with. They may not be a part of our immediate team, but they are our partners. They are our team players. How do we remove the friction and we all flow together to achieve that outcome, that outcome that we've all been working towards? Hello, everyone. My name's Abhi. Some of you I've already met, and others I am looking forward to meeting. I lead revenue and operational strategy at Propel. Along my brilliant colleagues that you see on the screen, Karen and John, we partner with ambitious small to medium enterprises like yourselves to unlock significant business growth. We do this by harmonizing your revenue strategy, your mindset, your systems, and we bring it all together. And that's a key part of removing friction. The biggest blocker, a lot of times, if you really step back and reflect on it, isn't the market. It isn't factors that you can't control, usually, mostly. However, a lot of times it is internal misalignment, be it within yourself, be it within your immediate team, be it within the broader team that you're working with. A lot of times it comes down to misalignment, unclear priorities, a breakdown in culture, underperformance, and ultimately what happens is the business suffers, the revenue stalls, and that's what we want to remove, those blockers, and we want to just get it flowing again. Yeah. So if you're here live, please don't be shy. Come say hi in the chat. We would like to know your name, which city you're joining from, and what industry you're from. So say hi, your name, city you're joining from, and what industry you're from. And I'll hand it over to Karen, and she'll take us deep into the world of mindset. Over to you, Karen.
Thank you, Abby. And we already have Mark Inkster, and I happen to know, even though Mark hasn't put up, he's from Hamilton, New Zealand, and he is also in the growing your business industry and a charity. So Mark, let us know a bit more about you. And anyone else who's joining us now, please introduce yourselves. That would be great. So as you said, Abby, I'm Karen Clark, and I specialise in helping leaders unlock mindset, performance, alignment, and true culture transformation. So firstly, for your team to change, I want to remind you that, are we getting feedback, Abby?
No, it's all good for me. Are you getting?
I'm getting a bit. I'll just carry on. Firstly, for your team to change, I want to remind you that you must change. And here's a quote that I love from one of my favorite masters, Einstein. The significant problems you face cannot be solved at the level of thinking that creates those problems. We've got to get outside that level of thinking of problem and challenge. And I talk a lot about this. So misalignment isn't always obvious. It's that nagging feeling of we're doing things but going nowhere fast, or people are saying yes but their actions are saying no, or leaders are stuck in survival mode and not visionary mode, or we're in self-sabotage mode without knowing it. And if these are your thoughts, if this is your story, you will play this out. So it's really, really important to understand where you're at mentally and in your mindset. And your client's experience of the level of quality of service is indicative of the level of cohesion in your business, in your team. So I want to give you an example. Restaurants are a good example. And my daughter was here recently from New Zealand, as Abby and John know, for a few days. And we went to 2 restaurants for dinner. And we were talking about our meal and our experience. And my daughter commented that the service in both places was exemplary. And I agreed and noted that no matter how great the food is, the experience will only be great if the service is also outstanding or really good. And this applies to all of our businesses. The product could be great, or the service that we offer could be great, but the service we give, our team gives, has to be outstanding. And I want to know who agrees. Put in the chat if you agree with me or not, and we'll come back to it. So let me suggest the first thing to do is to change the pictures in our head, because we think in pictures. If I say to you, don't look at the picture of your car in your head, how many of you did not see your car? So the pictures in our head are sending a message to our mind and out. And you want that message to be your desired outcome, not failure, not the problem. And we tend to do the opposite. We tend to focus on the problem. Remember, Einstein said, the significant problems you face cannot be solved at the level of thinking that creates those problems. So the first thing to do is to make this picture in your head to be of harmonious, loyal, and dedicated team, all aligned to the same outcome. This is your starting point. If you don't have that, you will not get it. How will you achieve this? Okay, change your story. Imagine a highly cohesive team happening. How would you train them? How would you guide them? Ensure each team member is working on their capacity, working to their capacity because they're passionate about their role, their work. Make it possible for them to be successful, and they will make your business stand out. If they feel successful, they will move heaven and earth to make you and your business a success as well. So consider this powerful insight. A landmark Harvard Business Review study found that companies with strong alignment between their culture and strategy report an astonishing 58% higher revenue and 72% higher employee engagement. Yet so many SMEs struggle to even identify where they're misaligned. Do you have your company mission statement and values visible in several locations in your workplace? If you do have a workplace with a team, for your team and clients to see. Do you have clarity around your company ethics and culture? Do you discuss this when recruiting? Do you have systems in place to acknowledge team members and their achievements regularly and reward them? And for those in the front line, whether it be on the phone, by voice message, in person, or by our AI helpers, new clients must have an exceptional experience from day one, and also on day 229, and on day 587, and on day 1574. So let's do a quick poll. Let's kick off some engagement from those of you who have joined us. We've got quite a few on now. And in a single word, can you please put in the chat what's one word that you truly describe your current team culture? And by team culture, you don't have to be in a team of people at work. Your team can be your other members who assist you, your accountant, your lawyer, your, like I say, your AI helpers. We all have a team of some kind. So, for example, put in the chat, is it chaotic? Is it innovative? Is it siloed? Is it energized? Drop a word in the chat right now and we'll circle back to some of your responses. So, to help diagnose these hidden disconnects or self-sabotage, here are a couple of powerful tools. The team alignment map. This is a diagnostic tool often utilised in executive programs at institutions like INSEAD Business School, specifically designed to pinpoint disconnects across departments and roles. It helps visualise where goals, expectations, and resources are out of sync. We have Roger Hamilton's Wealth Dynamics profiling, some of you may have heard of. And that's discovering each member of the team's wealth dynamics profile, how we work best to create wealth, to ensure that you have covered all of the profiles to make up a healthy team. We have Gallup's Strengths Finder, which is very similar, and it's now called Clifton's Strengths. And it's so important to work out our strengths and weaknesses when be in a role doing tasks that are not our strengths. And then we have our values index. People's values People's values levels deeply connect to their beliefs and behaviour. And this tool helps uncover internal friction stemming from competing priorities or unacknowledged personal values. Sorry, that's a mouthful. Clashing with organisational ones. So, if you're a person who is evidence based, instead of focusing on the evidence that your team is not performing and your business is faltering, look for the evidence about businesses that have turned it around. And an example of this, a really good example of this, is to think about Netflix. Look at what they used to do. We can all relate when they pivoted from DVD rentals to streaming. And Reed Hastings didn't just adopt the technology, he fundamentally rewrote the culture manifestos. He shifted from a culture of control to one that rigorously valued autonomy and accountability. And so the famous freedom and responsibility culture. And the result is a workforce empowered to innovate rapidly, leading a sustained high performance and exceptional retention, even though they disrupted their own business model. So that was quite a lot to give you. Once again, we have a 10-minute slot available at the end so that people can come in and ask specific questions. So now I welcome John to talk on systems, AI, and process clarity. John.
Thanks, Karen. Yeah, I'm John Datto, and my expertise lies in the world of systems, automation, and the strategic implementation of AI tools for scalability and crystal clear processes. And a misaligned team isn't just an emotional issue, it's a profound operational one. And here's what I consistently observe. Everyone is incredibly busy, but no one truly owns the ultimate outcomes. Tools and software exist, but they're not connected, leading to fragmented workflows. Or data is siloed in different departments, making a holistic view impossible. Or perhaps most frustratingly, no one can confidently answer what's genuinely working and why. So maybe you could drop some comments in about what your tech frustrations are. That'd be great. So to bring some clarity to these operational tangles, here's what truly helps. The RACI matrix. This is a classic but powerful framework, helps define who is responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed as the RACI for every task and decision, and it eliminates ambiguity and ensures ownership. And then there's the OODA loops, and OODA is also an acronym for Observe, Orient, Decide, and Act. It's originally a military strategy concept, and the OODA loop is fantastic for rapid decision-making cycles. It forces teams to observe the current state, orient themselves to new information, decide on a course of action, and then act swiftly. This creates agility in operations. And then project management tools like ClickUp, Asana, or Notion, or even custom low-code or no-code solutions built with something like Google AppSheet. Can be configured to precisely map task ownership and dependencies across roles, ensuring nothing falls through the cracks. So a critical piece of research from MIT Sloan highlighted this very point. Companies that meticulously implemented structured accountability systems outperformed their peers by a staggering 23% on project delivery KPIs. And this isn't just about efficiency; it's about predictable, reliable output. Yeah? And a real world example of this is Amazon's famous two pizza team rule. Jeff Bezos, Amazon's founder, mandated that no team should be so large that it couldn't be fed by two pizzas. This isn't some quirky tech bro idea. It's a profound strategic decision decided to create small, focused, empowered, and operationally aligned units. It ensures clear communication paths, rapid decision making, and undeniable accountability. And here's a practical AI tip for you. An application implement a single chat GPT powered daily stand-up assistant. So this tool can automatically summarize task progress from your communication channels like Slack or Microsoft Teams, and even nudge team members based on past behavior or missed deadlines. Yeah? You're not tracking people in a big brother way. You're just using AI to foster outcome alignment and proactive communication. Yeah? So that's me for today, and I'll hand back to Arby.
Thank you very much, John. Love the two pizza idea. And it's also time for lunch. So I'm sure we can be fed with two pizzas, right?
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
cool. So thank you, John. I want to bring it back to my core focus and my role within Propel, which is revenue and operational alignment, right? And just for a second, I just want to encourage a bit of reflection on the statement that I'm going to make. And if you have experienced that in your business or a business that you've been part of, yeah, imagine this: you built a business, whatever your revenue is, you've built a business, everything was going well, yeah. Suddenly, something changes. We don't know what it is, but something changes, and now every step that you're taking to grow is just feeling so much harder, even when you're putting in all the effort and more, and you've also hired a couple of smart people. Despite that, it's just plateauing. Have you experienced that? If yes, please drop it in the chat. We'd love to hear. Now, in my experience across multiple industries, what I've consistently seen is, even if it's a small team with people wearing multiple hats, or a big team with lots of people and a few hats, with lots of goals and lots of ideas, a lot of times, most of the times, individual team targets do not truly roll up to the overarching business outcomes. For instance, marketing is chasing marketing qualified leads, sales is chasing deals, customer success is chasing renewals, but they're all essentially working towards a unified revenue goal, isn't it? But do they all really tie in together? Next step, which makes it worse, is sales would then say yes to every request that the client comes for. Oh, yeah, yeah, can be done. We're working on it. Product says, show us the evidence they're actually high value requests that multiple customers would be interested in. Operations delivers, yeah, maybe, we'll see. Oh, we don't have a process for it yet. And they just struggle to cope with all these extra requests that come in ad hoc with no revenue aligned with it. If so, and then it takes forever to deliver because it was never a priority. And then finance is left to clean up the mess. And what happens is margin erosion. Ultimately, revenue suffers, not from a lack of individual effort, because, well, everyone really was working hard and they hit their targets, but from a profound lack of organizational cohesion. Just, see if we can build some more engagement here, get some feedback from how, you're feeling in terms of what we're doing and what we're presenting today. Another question for you. In your businesses or a business that you work in, if you woke up tomorrow and the business revenue had magically doubled overnight, it'll be a great outcome, right? I'm sure the business owners would be happy. But what I really want to hear from you, and jump into the chat, if that happens, what function in the business will break the first? Who will feel the pinch? Who will feel that load? Will it be customer success? Will it be accounts? Will it be delivery? Will it be all of them? Or if you're the person who's managing all of these functions within your business, are you going to cope? Yeah, double revenue is pretty good, but are you going to cope? Are your customers going to be happy? Will you continue delivering the quality of outcomes they've now led to expect from you, right? Yeah, just following on from some of the tools and tricks and frameworks that Karen and John shared, which, from experience, we've seen them to be quite effective. There's one that I want to add from a operational alignment leading up to revenue alignment, and that's known as a clarity canvas. It's a one-page tool with a clear focus to give you, as the business owner or a business leader, a clear view of how the business operates and how everything aligns. It's broken down into three main sections, each designed to mirror how a real business function would operate. The first is North Stars. It helps guide your business by reminding you of your long term goals and what makes your business unique. It consists of two core components. First, what is the ultimate goal for the business? What's the long term vision for the business? And then the second one is what's your unique offer? What makes you stand out from the crowd? What's your unique value proposition? It's what makes your business different. And that's why a subset of the customers out there will come to you. The second key segment in that canvas is the core pillars, the essential parts that keep your business running day to day. Focus internally on your company, on your business. Try and understand who you are as a business and what you're building. The next step is your customers, who you're building for. It shifts the focus outward to people that you are serving or hoping to serve. Who are they? Do you understand who they are? What the profile is of your ideal customer? What do they need? What are their most important needs? And how do you deliver value to them in a language and a form that they understand and get value from, not what's convenient for you? The third is revenue streams, intersection between your company, your customers, and how you make money. Revenue streams can include your products, or if you're a service-based business, your service, or multiple channels, be it partnerships or subscriptions or other things, right? But how do they all come together? These are the three pillars in your business. The last one that brings it all together is the flow of the business, the processes that you follow to deliver value to your customers. It's the engine that helps and makes the day-to-day happen, right? A lot of times we don't even have them written down. We just work because that's our muscle memory. That's what we've been doing for years and years. Now, how do you really get down into the detail and make sure that you identify those core processes that serve your business and your customers well? How do potential customers find you? What's your marketing, branding, and outreach effort process look like? How does the purchase happen? What happens once the customer has found you, understood what you offer, and decides to buy? What does the sales process look like? How are you going to deliver the service or product to them? Do they know what to expect? Do you know what to present, how to offer? Have you done a risk assessment? Where can things go wrong? Do you have a backup plan to make sure it still works? Retention or loyalty. Why do customers come back to you? Do you know that? Or whenever they choose to, or please do. Is there a clear framework or process involved to incentivize them to take that next step, to come back to you? How do you build those relationships which are long term? Another point of research that McKinsey and Co did a few years back that companies and teams with tight alignment between sales, delivery, and technology functions tend to grow about 2.4x more than their less aligned peers. This isn't theory. It's a proven growth engine based on research that McKinsey and Co. have done. There's a real life case study about a company, a brand that many of us would have heard of, HubSpot. This is when they were in their hyper growth phase, after which they did sort of plateau for a bit, and again, they reinvented. Their head of revenue quickly realized that misaligned targets across multiple departments were creating massive customer churn. Sales was selling things that customer success could not deliver, and product wasn't really aligned with what the market or their customer really wanted. The solution was brilliantly simple to solve this problem, but profoundly impactful. That's the theme of the conversation today, finding alignment. They align compensation plans between sales and customer success and product, incentivizing retention, not just acquisition. They establish cross-departmental quarterly objectives and key results, OKRs as we call them, ensuring and wrote them down, documented them and reevaluated once a quarter. So everyone is always moving in the right direction at the same time. And if they weren't, revisit that, find alignment, build alignment. What they also did, something so simple, but again, quite impactful, is just having better ways to communicate regularly and making sure that communication that and the notes that are taken in those meetings are documented and actioned and actionable, not just words. They're action-based, time-based, specific actions shared between all their go-to-market leaders to find alignment and fix resolution efforts. So that was me. Just another point at which I'd like to do a little bit of check to see, we haven't really bored you to sleep. Based on all that you've heard today from all of us so far, maybe take a moment to reflect on your business, your teams, a team that you're part of, or a team that you have been part of. What are some of the key signals or symptoms that you would have seen in teams that are seemingly or obviously misaligned? I'll talk about some of those symptoms if they don't come to your mind. Pop them in the chat if you'd like, if you have seen those in action. High churn, not just of customers, but also staff, employees. The feeling that they're always trying to fix things and in firefighting mode. This confused accountability. Everyone's busy, but no one really owns the ultimate outcome, like John said earlier. Leaders always feeling bogged down in low value tactical and transactional things rather than focusing on vision and strategy. And revenue being plateaued or stalled and always just extremely challenging to bring it up again, to grow it again. If you can resonate with any of that, pop into the chat. And I'll hand over to Karen and then John from there.
Thank you, Abhi. While they're doing that, I want to say hi to some of the people who have answered some of our questions and said hello. So we have Moana Robinson here from the Gold Coast. And Moana said energetic was one of the words that she described the culture when we asked that question. And we have Charles Caldwell here. Hi, Charles. Lovely to have you here. And you're from Hong Kong. So Charles and I know each other from LinkedIn. And Moana has added great tips. Thank you to you, Abhi. So thank you, Abhi. Amazing, amazing clarity. I think people will gain from what you have delivered today. So also, I want to add on are we doing the growth pain points now, Abhi? Is that what we're up to?
Yeah, I feel, we can probably touch upon those if you'd like. And we can probably also mention about, if someone wants to have a conversation right after the session, there would be a link available if they would like to take that opportunity, have a chat about where their teams are struggling.
Okay. So from a mindset and culture perspective, you might have some fear you might notice your team has some fear around taking responsibility, or a distinct lack of initiative, or low trust with other people, other members of the team. You might find there's an increase in gossip. Gossip is a really negative thing to have in the workplace, or to even do between ourselves, and yet it's one of the things we default to commonly. Sarcasm is another one, or even the passive aggressive behaviour in meetings. So these are some of the symptoms that show us that there is a deeper cultural issue. And sadly, many of us are unwilling to have those difficult conversations, many of us who are leaders, for the fear of what may come up. Sometimes we steer away from actually bringing things up that could be confrontational, and we bury our head in the sand, don't we? And what happens is the problem escalates. It's always more desirable to put your big girl or big boy pants on and address the things and deal with them before they escalate. It's always up to us. It's always up to you, the founder, the owner, the CEO, the MD, the leader, which is a helpful place to start from when you remember it's up to me. Back to you, Abhi.
Thank you, Karen. John, would you like to add anything to it before we talk about the next steps?
One thing I would like to add, Abhi, is why I spoke about Google AppSheet. We can help you with setting up AppSheet, custom apps in AppSheet there. So love for you to reach out if that appeals there, and book one of our 10-minute slots.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you, John. And 100%. So sometimes just, it's steps that you can take in specific that impact maybe a specific part of your business, however, have a much broader impact. Just talking about AppSheet, if you haven't heard about it, it's one of the tools that is available, easy to use, and can help you map out most of your business processes, most of your, the data that you carry, what you make of it, what you do with it, and just map it all out so you have one place to manage everything. It could be you're struggling with technology and you'd like to have a technology audit. Like, I have lots of tools, but they aren't really talking to each other. What do we do? Or preferences, which is human. This team member prefers doing things this way. This team member prefers doing things this way. How do we find alignment? So maybe all you need is a process mapping exercise, right? Or it could be ego tussles, mindset, misalignment, whatever it might be. Sometimes it's the symptoms that we see, but solutions, there's too many out there. How do you narrow down to what would really move the needle for you, for your team, for your business? So if you'd like to have a chat, no obligation, 10 minutes. The link is in the LinkedIn Live. John's already put that at the start of the session. Feel free to reach out. We are happy to have a chat. And if we can help you, we'll be more than happy to help you, guide you to the next step. Like I said, no obligation, available for the next 45 minutes. So that was Team Propel, Karen, John, and myself. And we spoke about moving from friction to flow, and how do you solve team alignment, misalignment, and how do you build those teams that can win together.
And I would like to add, and if what you uncover is primarily a mindset or leadership friction, I will equip you with some of the practical tools and approaches to shift that internally and to foster a more positive and productive culture. And I want to offer, as a close for my part, a quote that I love. And it goes like this, and it's by John Quincy Adams. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, or become more, you are a leader. So all of the people who listen to this, who come in, whether it's now or for the replay, are all, I'm sure, are all leaders. And that's me for today. And over to you, John, for any final comments that you have.
It's just been great to be here again, yeah, and see so many people here with us, yeah, and sharing the room with you, Karen, and with Arby is always fantastic.
Thank you. And Arby,
Fabulous.
have you got...
Yeah, no, just wrapping up. No, thank you very much. Enjoyed the session. Thank you for showing up. And if you do watch it later, drop some comments, send us a message. Love to hear what you think and how it, whatever we share today, if it can help you. It's us.
Thank you.
Great. And on that note, we will end and we'll be back in 2 weeks' time, same time, on another topic, which we will put up in LinkedIn very, very soon. So thanks for joining us, those of you who have, and thanks for those of you who do come in on the replay and watch it. We will maybe be doing it a bit different next time, and we'll definitely have a very exciting topic to discuss. Bye.